Hello and welcome to the subject of ECO130 Business Economics at Charles Sturt University. I am Yapa Bandara, your lecturer or subject coordinator in ECO130. This subject introduces you to the basic economic concepts and principles. You will gain a sufficient understanding of the concepts and theories and how they are applied by you as an individual or within your family unit or out there in the society. In short, economics is about rational decision making by individuals like you and me, family units or households, business firms which include for-profit and non-for-profit organizations, and the government sector. The subject provides you a foundation for further studies in economics and more generally in business, management, marketing and finance. You will also be able to follow discussions about the current economic and business environment and effectively participate and contribute in the formulation of business strategies depending on where you work. The subject is designed as a combination of micro and macroeconomic issues at an introductory level. The first half of the subject is about microeconomics. In this section, you will learn about the basic tools of economic analysis, which include demand and supply and price formation, the behavior of firms and consumers, and the basic models of market structures and their efficiency. The second half of the subject is about macroeconomics. This section covers the key macroeconomic concepts such as gross domestic product or GDP in short, growth of the economy or economic growth, inflation, unemployment, interest rate, and fiscal and monetary policies. The subject content related to both of the above two sections are presented to you under 10 topics during this session and as planned in the schedule section of your subject outline. Please take time to read the subject outline, which is the most important document with regard to the delivery of the subject. Subject outline can be accessed by clicking on the Subject Outline tab on the top left corner of the Subject Interact 2 homepage. This document has all the details that you need to know about administration of the subject. There are three main study support options for this subject. The first is the textbook, which is Economics for Today by Layton, Robinson and Tucker. 6th Asia Pacific edition, published in 2019. And the second support option is referring to the lectures or discussions or online meetings by your lecturer as outlined in the schedule of your subject outline. The third source is the content materials presented in ECO130 Subject Interact 2 site. To access them, please click on the Topics tab and read the content presented under each of the 10 topics. Also, listen to the audio and video presentations by Professor Eddie Oskowski. They are called Eddie's Additional Ramblings, EARS. Also listen to audio and video presentations by Emmett Berry, who was a former student of CSU and currently a lecturer at CSU. Also, there are many other materials provided in the resources folder. Please open the folder and you can go through them. And there is another important mode which is called discussion board. Please get in there, and if you have anything to discuss or any question, please post it in the discussions board, which is a place where all the students can have a look at and contribute to the ongoing discussion. Assessment items. To get a good grade, you need to earn marks through assessments. In this subject, your marks are allocated through 5 assessment items. When you first look at this slide, don't get scared thinking that there are too many assessment items. This is designed in this way to help you. The first thing that you can notice is that the first assessment item is only 5% worth. It is given in the 3rd week. It is indicated in the subject outline. So that is the time during which you establish in the subject. So therefore weight is low so that you won't miss much if you don't do well, in case you don't do well in the first assessment item. If you look at the second assessment item, it is just 10%. So for some reason, if you can do it well, even the second one, it's not that heavy. So therefore, the first assessment items are given only lower weight, so that as you progress, you can get established in the subject and then do better in the other assessment items. That's number one. Number two is that if you had only, other than the final exam, suppose you had only 2 assessment items or 1 assessment item, that means given the other 50% allocated between 2 assessment items, for example 25 each, what happens is that again, if you do not do well in one of them for some reason, there could be a possibility that you won't have enough marks to pass the subject. So therefore, when you have more assessment items, it is a good thing for you. So you can catch up if you miss something in one assessment items. Therefore, consider it is a positive thing that as you progress, you will get used to the subject, understand more and more, so that you can score more in the other assessment items to come. In this one, there are 5 of them, and the first one is online test, which has 20 multiple choice questions, which will be in the 3rd week of the session. The details are there in the subject outline. Blog posting is another assessment item, which is a new one introduced this session, where you will be given a topic. Around the topic or about the topic, you will write about 500 words and then upload it into the Interact site. There is a separate section for that. And then the 3rd assessment item is we call short answers. There are 4 short answer questions. Then you need to answer them and submit it through online. The details are again there in the subject outline. And the 4th assessment item again is a short answers assessment item. There are 4 questions. You need to answer them and submit through EAST. And the final exam will be given during the exam time period. The specific dates of the exam will be communicated to you by the university in due course. So therefore, you have enough room and study, and as you progress, you can score more and more marks or high marks, so that you will end up with a good grade. The final exam, there is a sample exam. If you go into your subject outline, there is a link to the sample exam. When you click on that, you can access the sample exam. The questions in the final exam will be similar to what you find in the sample exam. So therefore, please open the sample exam and have a look through. If you spend about 10 to 12 hours a week quality time on this subject, it is not hard to pass this subject with a good grade. So the bottom line is, expectation is to pass the subject, which is 50 and above. If you get 65 or above, you go higher up. 65 and up, it is credit. 75 to 84 distinction, 85 to 100 high distinction. So if you plan from the beginning, it's not that hard to get distinction and high distinction. Please plan your study and work regularly every week. Spend about 10 to 12 hours. Please read through the following sections, which I am going to list down or mention, which you can find in the subject outline without fail. The main three items are, the first one, assessment item section in the subject outline. Please read through that section. And there is another section which is extensions, which tells you how you can apply for an extension for an assessment. If you do not follow this, there could be some penalties. If you're late to submit an assessment item, there can be penalties, so you can avoid them. Please follow that section, extensions. And there is another section which is called how to apply for an special considerations. If there is something that you cannot avoid, some extenuating circumstances, please go to that section and apply for special consideration with documentary evidence, so we will consider them favorably. The last slide, how do we communicate? In addition to my meetings with you through lectures and discussions or online meetings, the following are the other available options. Emails are the best option. So you can email me using this email address, which is also there in the subject outline. The second mode is to telephone me. If your matter is urgent, you can give me a call on this number, 69332960. In case if I am not available by the time you call me, please leave a message. Please remember to give these details when you either email or call me. The first thing is to write down your name or tell me your name and then the subject code, which is ECO130, and also your class name. What I mean by that is that if you are enrolled under each campuses, for example, if you are registered under Albury Internal, you will say AI. Excuse me. If you are registered in Bathurst Internal, it is BI. If you are from Port Macquarie, it is PTI. If you are from Wagga Internal, it will be WI. Or if you are from Bathurst Distance Mode, it will be BD. So please identify that class name, because I have all these classes until the first half of the session. It will be hard if you do not indicate your class name, and also brief message for the reason for your call or the email, so then I can get back to you as soon as I can. And I will also use the announcements option, which is available through the interactive subject site. And so I will use it to communicate about the subject matters or any other announcements related to assignments or for any other purpose. And I think that's it I got at this stage, and thank you and enjoy the subject ECO 130 Business Economics. Before I say goodbye, let me remind, please get in touch as early as possible. If you need help, or if you have any issue or any difficulty in progressing with the subject, please don't leave anything for the last minute. If you do so, by then it can be too late. Even I may not have sufficient room to help you when it is too late. Therefore, please get in touch as early as possible. Within the first 2 weeks, if possible, I would recommend to get into the discussions board in the subject interact site and write some introduction about you. I am so and so, my name is this and that, and then whether this is your first year of uni study or second year or anything else, a brief introduction, maybe about 20 words, 25 words. Don't write too much, otherwise I'll have to keep reading, because this is going to be a big class. So brief introduction, about 25 words, 25 to 30 words. Get in there, and so that I know you are engaging. So by doing so, we feel like, okay, we are in a class, and therefore I can see it, I can reply, write something there. So therefore you will feel that it is happening. So we are there, we are engaging. Get that feeling. So therefore, please get in there as early as possible. If you have a problem, if you have an issue, please either email me, that is the best option, or call me. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So I wish you all the best during this session, and we'll have a productive session. I can promise you, and you need to spend about 10 to 12 hours, as I said before, and engage with the materials available for you, as I said before, the textbook and the topics section in the Interactive site, and that give you good enough material for you to read and understand. I am there through lectures and discussions to discuss any other issues with you. I'll give you introduction during those lectures and discussions through Zoom platform, and please attend to those classes. They are very, very important. I need all of you joining the class. I will send you the link very soon, so that let's have the class through Zoom, online class. It will be interesting. So all the best, and see you during Zoom lectures. Cheers.